Hi, Mark Romero here. Welcome to the Play Beautiful Music Throughout Your Life podcast, where every week we share music, mindsets, all kinds of tidbits to support you on your journey to playing more beautiful music throughout your life. Well, for those of you who are familiar with my work, or maybe not so familiar, there's really three areas that I focus upon. So, number one, tuning your energy, and that's rising above the negative effects of energy disruptors in our environment. Step two, harmonizing your energy, which is about rising above all the old thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions, the stories of lack, limitation, not good enough. And then step three is about orchestrating your energy. It's about really stepping into your ability to shape and shift the world around you, to create and express yourself in the most unique and powerful way possible. So, in this last month, in our membership group, I really took a dive into orchestrating and what that really means. And for me, I have to go back in my journey, many years, probably more years than I want to admit. But I had a friend of mine who gave me a book called Illusions by Richard Bach. And in that book, it talked about the power of imagination to shape and shift your world. And I remember reading that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just like the most amazing concept I had ever heard. And so I started going out and diving into other pieces. I started discovering pieces like James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. There's some beautiful pieces. I'm trying to think of the guy's name right now. I'm drawing a blank. Neville, pieces that were written back in the early 1900s talking about our inherent ability to create and to manifest into our experience. So, man, I was into it. And at that particular point in time, I was doing sales and I started writing up orders with all the biggest companies in the world that I wanted to do business with. Checks. I wanted a $100,000 commission check for 1 month's work. I wrote that up, wrote it to myself. Every day I would look at it. Every day I would imagine about it. Every day I would feel into it. What would it be like to accomplish that? And all those visions came to fruition. Every single last aspect to it. So, man, I was convinced. But I also learned that you can use that power in a way that's not as enjoyable, shall we say. So there was certainly many miscreations or learning experiences that I had in my life where unfortunately I focused on the wrong thing, focused on worry, focused on what I didn't want to create, and ended up experiencing them in my life. Yes, they were learning opportunities. Yes, they helped me to grow and evolve. But if I could have maybe avoided those things and had learned what I wanted to learn, yeah, maybe I would have maybe sidestepped a couple of those issues. But that's besides the fact. We've all had those experiences. They're part of the human experiences. So today, I wanted to share some steps to help you to really optimize your orchestration and to begin to start playing your music, shaping and shifting the world into the way that you truly desire. And so, as with all journeys, step number one is about setting the intention. Set the intention for what it is that you wish to create. And I like to use going to a restaurant. You look at the menu of all the possibilities, that things that you could have. The waiter comes and you tell the waiter what you would like. Yes, I would like a sandwich, or I would like a salad, or whatever it might be. It's completely up to you. That's the process of setting in the intention. It's saying, I intend to create this in my life. Now, we have to be very clear, but that's the first step. Set the intention. And then comes this beautiful part of your imagination. Can you go into that most sacred space within yourself and begin to imagine what it is that you wish to create? Maybe you want to open up to more prosperity. Maybe you want to create a vibrant, healthy, loving relationship. Maybe you want to revitalize your health in your body. Once again, completely up to you. You begin to imagine what that would look like. You begin to start seeing images with this precious gift of your imagination to be able to do that. We do tend to get caught up in, oh, I'm not doing this very well. It's hard for me to imagine. Let go of all that stuff. Just do the best you can, and that is good enough. If you want to impede this whole process, judgment would be a big part of that. It's like throwing the sticks in your spokes while you're on your bicycle. It just doesn't work. Okay, so let it go. Do the best you could. So number one, set the intention. Number two, imagine. Number three, What would you feel if you were living what it is that you were imagining? So let's say you wanted to have that lean, muscular body, imagine yourself being that way. Imagine yourself having that vibrant health, but how would you feel? How does it feel to be living that? Can you feel that emotion? Can you amplify that emotion and that feeling within yourself? That's your state of being. Guess what? How you create your life is through your beingness. Okay, it's not through your doingness. Yes, that plays a part. We'll get to that in a second. But your beingness is far more powerful than your doingness can ever be. You are a human being, after all, not a human doing. You probably have heard that before. So much truth in that statement. So we've set the intention. We've imagined. We're feeling, the emotion, the excitement, the joy, the passion that we might be feeling, living that dream. Then comes a real tough part. Well, it can be tough. You detach, you let it go. In that process, you have planted the seed into the most fertile soil of the universe. This is how we create. This is how we throw the pebble into the pond of unlimited possibility. Then it's about detaching, letting go. I can tell you this right now. Your creation isn't going to come in your time frame. Your creation is not going to come in the way that you think it should. You got to let all that go. Allow the mystery of life. Allow the universe to surprise the hell out of you, okay? Like when I first left the corporate world and decided I wanted to make, positive change in the world and help people discover their power and their innate ability to transform their lives, I saw it being done in a very different way than the way I'm doing it today. Night and day. And yes, I fought. I was attached to this is the way it should look, and this is. You got to detach. You got to let go. You got to just trust in the process, okay? Just detach. The next step would be to be grateful for what it is that you're manifested in your experience, to what it is that you've planted the seed for. You see, that creation already exists. That manifestation, once you have set the intention, once you have imagined it, once you have felt the energy of it, once you have detached from it, you've planted the seed. It's there. It already exists. Now it's just about waiting for it to show up through what you can experience through your senses. Now, sometimes there's a delay. Sometimes it shows up quick. Sometimes it takes time. Like I said, this is going to unfold in its own different way, contrary to your time schedule, contrary to the way that you think it should. Come to terms with that. That will just help you immensely. If you can just do that one thing, I could save you years of anguish. Okay? Been there, done that. You just got to let it go. But if you can add the energy of gratitude and being grateful, man, thank you, universe, for my creative power. Thank you for bringing this into my experience. Thank you for improving my health. Thank you for opening me up to loving relationships. Thank you for increasing the prosperity in my life. Gratitude. Such a powerful energy to be able to really accelerate this whole creative process. So now comes the last step. Getting into action. Taking steps to move forward, to create what it is that you create. I mean, if you want to create vibrant health, for example, and have that svelte body we were talking about earlier, you might have to go exercise. You might have to eat better quality foods and drink better quality water and maybe juice more, eat more vegetables. You're going to have to take some sort of action. It's not the action, though, that creates the result. It's the state of being. But the action creates the pathways for the universe to mirror back through synchronicity, for the universe to mirror back the steps, the ideas, the ahas, the intuition, the connections that are going to help you to create what it is that you want to create. So step number 1, set the intention for what it is that you want to create. Step number 2, imagine it within that most sacred space of your imagination. Step number 3, add the energy of it, the frequency of it, the feeling of it. It is so important to amplify that. Step number 4, let go to how you think it's going to come back. It's going to come back completely different. Just come to terms with that. Be open to it. That's where the mystery of life comes in. Being gratitude for what it is that you're bringing into your experience, what it is that's in your experience. And then the last step, take action. Move in the direction of your dream. As much as I'd love to say we just meditate on the sofa and all these things will materialize around you, I don't think we're quite there yet. There's something about going on the journey. There's something about taking the action steps. So one of my favorite analogies I've used over the years is that of the pond and the pebble. The pebble is your intention. It's the seed that you're planting. The pond is that sea of infinite possibility. The tossing of it into the water is the action step. But once that pebble hits the water, it creates a ripple. And if it's a small enough pond and the water's calm enough, eventually that ripple comes back to the center point and things will show up in your experience. So this is a little summary, how to orchestrate your life. You came here to orchestrate, to bring your music, your passion, your calling, your purpose forward into the world. Take on these steps. Pick one thing, okay? Just one thing. Your most important thing you'd love to create in your life. Do these steps and look to see how life responds. You are powerful beyond measure. You have greatness sown within you. You have the ability to shape and shift all of that's out here and your physical health and well-being. Have fun with the process. I'd love to hear your comments and your questions. Please do so. And I invite you, if you want to have some help in tuning and harmonizing your energy and tuning the strings of your experience, make sure that you go to my website and there's a free online course that's going to walk you through 3 steps to dramatically enhance your creative ability, and also a music track and a guided process to help you to restore harmony to your body, mind, and spirit so that you can bring your music, your passion, your calling, your light out into the world in the most powerful way. The world needs to hear. The world needs to see what it is that you're bringing forward. I want to really encourage you. Now's the time. Now is the time. Step in. Utilize your power to create the life of your dreams. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. Make sure you go to the website, get access to that free online course, and we'll go from there. Take care. Have a happy and harmonious day.